Yeah.
I'm addicted to the thrill.
Uh-huh.
It's a dangerous love affair.
Stop.
Victories within the mile. Almost there, don't give a
So, you know what we're going to do? See you in Fayetteville. See you in Fayetteville. Hard by night.
No goodbye. Natty in the buzzer.
It does it.
It's over.
Now, entering Natty State Studio, the sports media palace of Mid-America, the Wolf of Center Street, here's your host, John Neighbor.
And welcome into the John Neighbor Show here live from the Town Pump in Little Rock in one of the funnest and most craziest times we're ever going to have on a show, at least up to this point, as we are continuing on our tour day Central Arkansas, and people who are very upset because we got a little bit of a late start here on the show. Don't worry, we were doing some big things here. We were putting together an entire show of prep and being able to get you hopefully some breaking news because, you know, it may not be today being an insane day, but it's going to be an insane show. And we're here at the Town Pump in Little Rock, so pull up. We're going to be out here till, I don't know, whenever the party ends. But, guys, we got it going. We got it done. We're doing it now. Isn't this great being here?
I'm honored to be here.
I'm pumped to be here.
Right on time. I feel like when I'm thinking about the Tour Day Central Arkansas, we just brought the closer in.
Dude.
It's Matt Cronin time. They're playing that song. They're playing that Avenged Sevenfold song. It's time to go to war.
Yeah.
That's where we're at tonight.
Dude, I have been pumped about this for so long, about when it first got announced that we were going to be able to do it here at the Town Pump. For those of you who may not know, this is an iconic landmark here in the city of Little Rock. I mean, it's been around forever, so much so that even my dad's uncle used to come here and had to be picked up sometimes from this place, this exact location. And the fact that we are able to do it here, and, you know, we had a lot of fun at Rock and Roll Sushi on Monday. We had a lot of fun at Twin Peaks on Tuesday. We've had a lot of fun on this trip. But I will say that any time that we mentioned about being at the Town Pump and going to the Town Pump, the response has been pretty electric. And I think that we're going to have a pretty great turnout. I mean, we usually do on a Wednesday anyways, but I think they're going to have a pretty great turnout. Maybe just to see us, but also to have some great drinks, some cold brews, and one of the Arkansas, in fact, 2021 AY Magazine best dive bar here in the state of Arkansas at Town Pump. So
Yeah. I mean, this place looks awesome. Your dad's uncle might have to come pick me up from here.
yeah, well, he's no longer with us, but yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, we'll
Hopefully my dad shows up
okay.
so he can get me
Yeah.
to our B&B.
Dude, like, yeah, I mean, I know that we got a few people, so a few of my friends, a few of the Little Rockites that are going to be out in town and trying to get a little midday action here at the Town Pump. So pull up, as the kids say, and we're going to have some fun talking with them and getting us some great specials that we'll tell you about too, and all the things that happen here. But either way, we have a lot to get to because we know Razorback basketball is ongoing. And hey, when's the guys going to commit? Curtis and Scott, when are we going to have the next commit? What's happening? Is Joe Johnson on staff? Can y'all enlighten us a little bit on this, please?
I love that we didn't even shut the door in the truck before we got asked who all was
Dude.
committing between the hours of 4 and 6. That's the kind of energy we got
crazy.
around Arkansas basketball right now, man.
Man.
Have you ever been asked a question more in your life?
I got it so many times at Dickie Stevens last night.
Dude, I was just about to say, it's crazy. Everyone that we talk to, they almost say it jokingly, but whether we're at Dickie Stevens, at the bar, wherever, people will look Curtis dead in his eye and say, so who all are we getting? There's 10 roster spots, and they're like, so go ahead and tell me the entire basketball team. It's such a ridiculous, when you really think about it, it's a ridiculous thing to ask someone, but it's funny, but it just tells you how excited everyone is. This is all anyone can think about, you know. I feel like Arkansas is at the tip of everyone's tongue nationally, too. I mean,
It's all I can think about. It hasn't gotten to the point, and listen, it happens where transfer portal season, there comes times where I'm tired of it, man. I've had enough. I'm over it. Get the roster ready and let's get on with it. I haven't reached that point yet. It's still exciting for me, man.
every
This
time you
is,
put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
All right, Matt Jones, Kentucky Sports Radio.
Oh, man.
I had to go. I went back home yesterday, full disclosure. I had a couple kids that had a t-ball game and a soccer game, and it's just hard for my wife to take them both places in one night. And her parents came up, and they met us at the soccer game, and first thing that my father-in-law said even before he said hi, it was like, all right, so who's visiting? Who's visiting tomorrow? I mean, literally everybody's interested, man. If you're not interested, something's up.
Yeah, listen, I've been so excited just to see how the roster is going to be taking place. But, mentioned it, Andrew, like we were at Dickie Stevens Ballpark. We had people showing up about baseball, which they won last night, which I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about, which was nice. But we got that. We got other people that just really didn't care about football whatsoever. In fact, everybody I even was talking to that mentioned football is just like, how bad are we going to suck? Will we get to Memphis? Will we make it to the Liberty Bowl? Everyone's just kind of down on it. But basketball has truly, and that's why I kind of started the show. We look at the question pretty generically. It's low-hanging fruit, but like, is Arkansas a basketball school now? Because of how much the Cal factor has been in, how much money is being funded into, whether it's the coaching salaries, the NIL, whatever it is, everybody is all in on basketball. That's the only thing they want to hear about. That's the only thing they want to talk about. It's the only thing that they really care about at this point. And it's just starting to really get to that vibe where it's like, yeah, they're a basketball school. That might be priority number one for this fan base right now, is just basketball and how great it's going to be.
And you would think the university has a pulse on where its allegiances lie. And, that's why they strategically put out today that you need to continue to make your donations to Arkansas Edge, the Drive for Five, Coach Calipari. If you want this championship roster, if you want the Nellie Davises and the Jonas Adus and the DJ Wagners and everybody else, make it happen, or at least that's what they're telling you.
I think when you think about it, over the last, however many years, I think there's certainly been moments throughout time where basketball was the number one thing on everyone's mind. Obviously, when you're in March, when you're in the postseason, when things are happening, everyone's all talking about that. I think those times were fewer and far between in years past, and I think, obviously during basketball season, people are always going to be talking about basketball, but it seems like year-round, this is just a thing now. You don't really have time to unplug and kind of focus on anything else. Like you said, this is the longest basketball has held the attention span of the entire fan base so drastically, where it's like there's been times where they can split with football a little bit, but it's like football, if you put a gun to our head at any point over the last decade, especially previously over like the last 3 years.
Correct, yeah.
It's still like, ultimately, it's like Arkansas still, football drives a lot, in terms of the fan base interest and what people are talking about and what people want to happen. Like, everyone was like, oh, I'd sell my soul for football. I think people are getting that way to where basketball is going to dominate the calendar for Arkansas, at least fans' perception and fans what they're thinking about for a little bit longer. It's kind of, it might just be how this might be how it is 24/7 now.
Yeah, which I'm okay with. Like, I want success in any sort of program, and that makes it exciting for Razorback fans. And I don't care if it's football, basketball, baseball. I mean, baseball will come and go, but let's be honest, it's still, football's number one as far as attention goes and what it means and the eyeballs around the country. It's the number one sport. But then basketball's second. It still is. It's always going to be that way. But that doesn't mean that people like Razorback fans and just where the current the situation's at. Like, if Arkansas had, just throwing it out there, like if they had a Nick Saban that was going in and they were having national championship aspirations this season, this upcoming year, there would still be a lot of people interested in it. And I think that that's also what takes away from it a little bit. And even if Arkansas had a new coach instead of Sam Pitman being the guy again, there would probably be a lot more interest in what it is. But right now, it's just kind of like, well, we don't really have much faith in it, so let's go ahead and go with John Calipari, and let's see how he does, because I'm sure he'll do all right. He'll do better. We can put our faith in John Calipari because we know what we're getting out of him.
I mean, we talk about what people want to listen to, right? Mm-hmm. And Sam Pittman's got a couple football commitments out of the transfer portal. I haven't seen a single question in the chat. I missed yesterday's chat, but
it was a football heavy. That's all we talked about was Snacks Johnson and that linebacker from Jacksonville State, bro.
Not a single person hopped in the chat and asked if that dude was worth the wait.
No, they didn't. But a lot of people tweeted bad stuff about it, though.
Yeah, but like, he's got a Florida State transfer running back, I believe, and Jacksonville State linebacker committed, and we haven't gotten anybody in the chat asking about him. Everybody wants to know about basketball, so yeah, everybody's.
Scotty just brought that out because Scotty has the scoop. He got the scoop on the Florida State running back, and he just wanted to shoehorn it in. He was like, we got to talk football somehow because I got this big scoop.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned it Monday. You can go back to that show. Find it.
Yeah. So, well, by the way, for those of you who want to get in on the conversation, you can call in because we do have a caller, too, by the way, Trey, who's been patiently holding out of Harrison. And so we oh, no. Trey. Hold on a second, buddy. We're going to have to get back with you on that one. Man, that's a rough go of it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, like as soon as we were about to go to him, it broke down.
Hang in
and it
there,
worked.
buddy.
Yeah, hang in there, buddy. We'll have to figure
He
that
reached
part of
minute
it
number
out.
43, and he was like, all right, 40. I can
Dude.
do 42, but 43, that's just too much.
Dude, we were so close. It was like literally about to click the button, and it just broke down. I'm not like this is going to be par for the course for today's show, folks. We have already got so many stories already hanging out here at Town Pump. Like it's great. It's a dive bar. We love dive bars. We love going to dive bars, and the fact it's on a Wednesday, midweek action. It's beautiful outside. The weather's really nice. So come and hang out with us. But like between Curtis and Scotty becoming wasp killers, that was great.
Oh, yeah, I took it out.
Yeah, took out
Curtis
the wasp.
got one before me and Ellis got here.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they're pros. They're big wasp guys that are able to take care of business there. And I mean, like, listen, it's
We
just
serve the people.
Yeah.
Ain't no thing.
Yeah, we try to do our thing too, and we got some new shirts here too. Also, that we have old Branson pulling up on and doing that.
We should have had the video of them making the shirts because that was a cool video.
Oh yeah, it was a cool video. Yeah, we should have had there too. I did want to play a video of Calipari, and like, was this the Arkansas Edge thing? I assume, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because this is something. And again, I am all about helping out people in need that can really do something when it comes to the video. But like, isn't it weird to see Cal doing messages like this and like trying? It's not that it's bad, but it just seems weird.
It wasn't his best performance from a charisma standpoint and from an energy standpoint. He phoned it in a little bit, but it was a little bit like it was interesting.
Yeah. I think that's probably the best way to have happen.
I mean, I thought he put more into that than Eric put into the Muscleman Minute.
Oh, dude, the
100%,
Muscleman Minute
dude, not even
stunk,
close,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible there too.
Muscleman, he had a lot more energy in the skits in the locker room. We weren't even getting the scientist who had the experiment blow up outfit. We didn't even get that this year.
Yeah, which I feel like we missed out on such a golden opportunity for that too. So, but yeah, let's see if we can get this video to play here.
Razorback fans, I'm honored to be the head basketball coach of your Arkansas Razorbacks and to go to work on building a championship caliber team that I know you will be proud of. But I need your help. By joining the Drive for 5 campaign with Arkansas Edge, you can make a major impact on how our team comes together. Go Hogs!
All right, enough of that. I thought that was great. I mean, I'm sold.
I thought he was enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did he?
Curtis over there kissing the ring, man. That's messed up.
Dude, was he reading a script? Do you think he was
100%.
reading? Yeah,
Yeah,
like
teleprompter.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like how they had to have a second cut. Like they went to a cut because he probably didn't get it all in one take. So.
I mean, to be fair though, it did. There's a lot of these videos that look a little bit like hostage videos when people are giving the messages. When it's the athletes, it really feels like it. When they're like reading and they're like wide-eyed and they're like, yeah, you should definitely come toward us. It's like it always looks a little weird. I think he may have been uncomfortable because they may have like kind of cornered him to make him do that video.
I'm surprised they were just able to get him to record that with everything going on.
Yeah,
I know, that's what was cool.
To me, it feels like that was done the night or the day that everything happened. The introduction day, the officially hired day. It's just, when Kyle Parkinson was like teaching him how to do the hog call correctly or whatever. It was
Speared
like
fingers.
Yeah, still like back in that it was clearly in the locker room. That's when the hog call thing happened. He did the car wash hour 1 when he landed.
Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, he's
Not his first car wash, though. I mean, this dude's been in front of camera a lot. It's kind of second nature to him.
Well, I was wondering with him because he's like such an iconic and legendary coach, and with Muss, Muss was his own marketer. Like he was like, I'm going to do whatever I want to do, and if you ask me to do things, I'll decide if I want to do it or not. But then with Cal, it's like, if you're marketing, like, okay, coach, we need you to do this. I don't know if he's a self-promoter, self-marketer. He's really good at it, but I also don't think, like, he's probably going to be like, no, that's lame. I don't do lame stuff.
He's good at being everywhere and having people video him from afar and stuff like that. He's not as much, and I'm not saying this as a knock, like he's not as forced like Eric Musselman.
Yeah.
Like a lot of what he does is just being everywhere and hanging out with cool people and taking Drake out to dinner, being at Herman's. Like that's not like, get in front of a video and let's do a skit. Like that's just Cal being Cal,
Yeah, he's also not a script guy at all. I mean, it reminds me of the intro presser when, love Chuck, but he didn't even need to be there.
Nope.
You know, because he would ask a question, and Cal was just, I mean, he was talking to the crowd for 10 minutes.
Chuck was basically like, Arkansas, why'd you come here?
Yep.
And then he just went for like 12 to 15 minutes at a time.
Yeah. See, honestly, I feel like that's what they should have done. They should have just been like, okay, Cal, there's a dais or whatever you call it, that thing up there, a podium. I don't know if that's only for churches, but
dais.
whatever it is. Yeah, the dais.
The pulpit.
Yep, that thing. Just go up there. Just get the mics hot. We'll play the fight song when you walk
pulpit.
in, and then you just do what you want to do. Yeah, and see how it goes. Like, that would have been, to me, the best thing ever. But, of course, he probably would have been like, all right, I'm going to keep this at 5 minutes, filibuster, and then leave. Because it seemed like he wasn't really looking to do
BBN will
much.
tell you that we'll get tired of that.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
Yeah, dude, if I had a nickel for every time a Kentucky fan was like, oh, I've seen that before. Like, me and Curtis were over here last night. All right, so first off, we get done with the Dickie Stevens ballpark
This
game.
was crazy.
And Andrew was down there being a Big J journalist talking to Coach Dave Van Horn. And
Exclusive.
we're sitting there, and then there's this usher that comes up, and he was sitting there like, oh, hey, we're talking to us about what we're doing, and I guess he's like listened to us before, but he's a Kentucky fan living in Arkansas. And then he just goes, he's just like, yeah, I heard that all before. You're gonna get tired of it. Great. Or like, I just don't understand. Yeah, I would probably get tired of a lot of stuff too if a coach was at one spot for 15 years. You don't think that I got tired of hearing Houston nut after 10 years using the same? Every win's precious. Special teams got to be special. Like, yeah,
that
you
bit
get tired
goes
of it.
to any sport, any coach
Yes.
that you consume content of for a long period of time. Chad Morris was at Arkansas 2 years. We have like 9 catchphrases that he ran into the ground that we can say on command. Like, that's just kind of a thing that happens with every coach. If you think that anyone was expecting that to not happen with Coach Calipari, like, I'm sure he's going to have some stuff that we get tired of. I mean,
Yeah.
The other day we were watching Luca, and I was like, "Hi, FTA guy."
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, Muss was only here. I keep thinking it's 4 years. It's 5 years.
5 years.
5
yeah.
years.
5 years, and you think that there wasn't plenty of things that we got tired of hearing? Yeah. Who cares? It's a matter of are you winning? Are you being successful? That's what the fans care about. And who knows? Maybe if they end up going out there and having some bad losses this season, and then a press conference afterwards, it's going to be like, he's going to find a way to maneuver around tough questions or whatever. So, okay, so be it. Who cares? It's a matter of at the end of the day and at the end of the season, judge it on that. I don't really care what coaches have to say or how they say it or whatever. I'm not looking for answers by what he says in a press conference. I'm looking for answers on the court. That's what it needs to be
The press
about.
conferences are just inherently one of the funniest things that happen.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be they're going to be weird, and like some nights they're going to be tense, some nights they're going to be really funny, some nights there's going to be him just saying the cliches. Like the bits, they're always there. Just going to happen. It's great.
Yeah. And I just don't understand why people are Kentucky fans just saying the same thing. It's like, cool, whatever, doesn't matter. Not that Kentucky sports media people over there think that it's Arkansas fans in the head of all of them and living rent free, but it's really them too. So
I've been trying to get more accustomed to Cal in like those press conference settings. You go to Kentucky's website for last season, all of their home games, they have a post-game quote transcript, and you can just literally hear, when you read it, you can hear the inflection in like the way that he's saying things. And he's a little bit kind of like all over the place sometimes.
He's going to be a harder one to get what we want to write stories.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Because you're going to ask about potentially, Big Z, and then he's going to wind up talking about one of these freshmen, Carter. He's going to end up talking about Carter Knox and how he's really grown as a 3-point shooter, and how great his recruitment process and
tell us
all
some
that stuff.
story
It's going to
about
go all over the place.
Tell us some story about how he talked to one of his former players who played with Kristaps Porzingis, and
heck yeah.
I was literally we looked in each other's eyes because we had the exact same thought. I was about to say, if I were Cal in his shoes, every single time anything happened, we don't play well. Well, I had a freshman point guard one time, John Wall. Ever heard of him? You ever heard of him? Yeah, he's pretty good. So I'm not gonna be too hard on Boogie Flan tonight. All right, I've been doing that every single game.
I do want to ask him if he can ask Devin Booker what's going on.
No, that's actually
because it's not going.
Somebody needs
it's
to
not
ask
going
that
great.
question.
It's
That's
not
the
going
thing
great.
with Cal. You have unlimited icebreakers. So those post-press conferences when there's like 30 seconds we can say something, unlimited. Hey, you see Booker, 42 the other night. How about that?
Oh, he had 9 and then 20.
Julius Randle, 2020.
Not great.
Oh, yeah. We got a few people in the chat, though. Everyone's wanting Curtis just to basically talk about all 7 players that they're going to be getting. Where was that comment at? I gotta find that one. basically just making Curtis do more work and talk about things that he's already talked about.
Shout out to the guy who's like, yeah, y'all should do the Friday and Saturday night streams.
Yeah, still that guy. I'm like, come on, yeah. Why don't you do a stream, all right?
Doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, here we go. Melton Down says, hey, Curtis, who are the 7 visitors?
Great
who are
question.
they? Yeah.
I don't know who all 7 visitors are. I just know that 7 are coming.
Well,
But
there
we
you
know
have it.
that. No, I really don't know every
Yeah.
single one of them. But that's the number that I was told that they're expecting. But Billy Richmond, the freshman, lefty wing, who played with DJ Wagner at Camden in New Jersey, he'll be here. That's
Nice.
he comes today. Boogie Flan gets here this evening. That's the really good guard that we've talked about a ton. 5-star guy, McDonald's All-American. Jonas Adu out of Tennessee. Ooh, buddy.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty good.
I'd like to have him on board.
Yeah, starter for a team that almost made the Final Four. 6'11", 240, kind of an Arkansas-Baylor battle there. Maybe North Carolina. He's a North Carolina kid, but Arkansas likes where they're at with that one. Those are the 3 that we know for sure. And then there's a bunch of other guys. I've heard, obviously they're out on Jaden Quains at this point, but I heard potentially the Samto Cyril kid, who's the other 4-star big man that's in that recruiting class. We've heard some DJ Wagner rumblings. Some Brandon Garrison from Oklahoma State rumblings. Obviously, John L. Davis from Florida Atlantic. Y'all thought I forgot about that one? That's what you call saving the best for last.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I don't know if Nelly Davis is going to be one of those guys who's going to be able to visit this week or not. But I do know that this has gone from Arkansas being in the mix to Arkansas being out in front for landing this guy if he plays college basketball. And I think that right now is the key for everybody to remember. Is he's also entered his name into the draft, and he's also really good. Like, if he comes back to college, he's a preseason All-American, period, hands down. So it feels to me like Arkansas might be recruiting against the league more than they're recruiting against other schools right now.
Also, John wants to know if we can get Cal on the podcast.
Yeah. We had never thought of that before.
Open invite.
Yeah. The ball's in his court, really. It's up to him to make a decision.
Or a player or a recruit. We had Lawson Blake last week.
That's right. What are you talking
We had to
about?
work hard for that one, bro.
Yeah. It was good. It was a good interview, though, him hanging out.
He was great.
Lawson Blake's agent bamboozled us, man. We got a raw deal on that one.
Caden says, since y'all got headsets now, which we do actually have headsets, how about that? Who has the best sketch impression?
I'm not familiar enough with sketch to have.
Okay,
an
I don't even know either.
I listened to a good amount of his. He was on Theo Vaughn's podcast.
Okay.
And I listened to that yesterday.
in a CJ Stroud jersey.
Yeah. He grew on me
So,
a little bit.
can you guys help me out? Sketch? Is he the guy that does the movement that everyone's doing? Like Wayne Kiffin did some, whatever it is. Yeah. What is that? Like
Tuesday.
I think he's a streamer, like a video game streamer. And so
he does a lot of Madden.
How come we don't have something cool
My
like that?
wife
It's
came
like-
home from school. She teaches elementary school in Fayetteville, and she said all of her kids were doing this. And then she just walked in the door doing this. And I'm like,
stop.
You need some help.
He's the new roly with a dab of ranch. That's him. He's the 2024 version.
Is he like Ninja on Fortnite?
Yeah.
That type of
he's
thing?
Ninja Plus.
Oh,
He's way
man.
cooler than Ninja.
Yeah, making millions about that.
Y'all
too.
remember that dude that commented on Ninja's post and he's like, "What's up, nerd?" Or Tyler. Oh, is it Ninja now or whatever? I'm Greg from high school or whatever. I used to throw you into the locker all the time.
Also, there's another comment that I was actually just has been finding some of them.
A lot of good ones.
I
know.
want to backtrack to the visit thing.
Yeah, do
for
that.
a second if I can.
Please.
So Jonas Adu in Tennessee, we like it. That visit is confirmed, but we don't really know exactly when that's happening. Like a weekend visit, that could mean anything. Like he could get here Thursday night and it goes into Saturday. He get here Friday and it goes into Sunday. So not really sure exactly when he's set to arrive. And then so if you're thinking about other visitors, there's considerations that you have to make, right? So like if Brandon Garrison out of Oklahoma State, who plays the same position, is a dude who's already expressed interest in visiting, they're working on getting that set up, well, you can't bring him in when you've got Adu in because you don't want to scare him off, right? So depending on when he might come in, you might not even hear anything about Garrison or a guy like that if there's other big men that they're trying to get on campus until after that's done. Because if he's your top priority, you don't want him hearing, oh, so-and-so is coming for a visit. Or
You want him to
so-and-so's coming
feel
for a
like that
visit.
top priority.
Right. And so if there's, if they truly are waiting on 7 different guys to come, we might hear about a couple more of them, but then you might not hear about other guys until they show up. And we've been seeing this a lot. If you think to some of these other transfer things, like, oh, Carter Knox is going to be on a visit to Arkansas tomorrow, right? And you've seen this with a lot of other guys where it's, oh, so-and-so is taking a visit to USC today. And that's why they're doing it. They're trying to be real strategic about it because there's levels and layers to the guys that you're trying to recruit and get on campus. So we'll see.
Well, another thing, too, is sometimes with recruiting and from the outsider perspective especially, you're just like, okay, who are they after? What have they offered? What's the end game here? People don't realize just how intricate of a chess match the recruiting is, and each and every year it just gets more and more intricate of just knowing what to say to one, but not over-promising because you could leave you up to losing somebody else or having a backup option. Like, there's just so much chess playing out there that it's not to say that I'm feeling sorry for coaches because they're making millions upon millions of dollars to do this, but that to me is also what's one of the most impressive thing about Cal and what he's done not only in Kentucky, but what he'll continue to do at Arkansas is just knowing who he wants, knowing who to go talk to, and being able to balance it to where he makes everybody – it's like, hey, it's a secret on who's going to be on your team next year. It's like making them all feel comfortable enough to like, hey, yeah, there's a lot of studs, there's a lot of dudes, but I feel like I could still contribute somehow enough to where I may be able to start somewhere else, but I want to go play here. Like, that to me is a very difficult thing, and with all these visitors and guys coming in, you're not going to get all of them. I mean, it'd be nice, but there's still so much back and forth details that this coaching staff, I guess just 2, 3 of them, however many is on there, that they have to go through that I'm sure is stuff that we don't even realize.
Yeah.
Things to say.
Completely different job description than you had 5 years ago. Like, just what you do on a daily basis, what you do this time of year, you just can't take a vacation. It's tough.
And in a lot of situations, it'll be a deal where, like, almost like an agent or a handler or whatever handles a lot of the conversations. And it's almost like, I mean, it is. It's like NBA free agency. Like, you're just kind of putting your offers out there. And that includes NIL, but, how we envision your role and everything else. And, like, the people, Scotty was talking about it the last time he was on the show on Monday. He was like, oh, I gotta talk to my people. I gotta hear what my people are saying. Well, those people are usually the ones who are putting together a list of finalists for some of these kids. And then they start taking visits. So sometimes, man, you don't even really know until you're getting late in the game, like, where you actually stand with some of these kids because things have changed so much. And but, yeah, it does help that they're starting to get some of the assistants on campus. I know Ching Coleman's been out on the road with Cal some. Bruiser Flint was told that he's been on campus and getting to work. I don't know about Kenny Payne, though. I don't know if he's been on campus yet or not. Obviously, he's been hired and signed a contract. So
He's in Cancun, I think.
Cabo.
Oh. Yeah. Did they owe him a
In the jet
buyout?
skis.
I don't know if y'all know. Did they owe him like a buyout from Louisville? And is he like something that gets canceled out because he has a new salary at Arkansas?
He definitely had a buyout.
Yeah.
at
Going
Louisville,
12 and
but I don't know
52
about
is-
the buyout thing.
It's cause for termination.
If he was under that Hunter Yurachek contract, yeah.
He got
Fired
hit with
for cause.
infractions, bro.
Yeah, fired for cause if that was the case.
I saw a comment a few minutes ago about a player in the portal who Hog fans might not be super aware of that we should keep an eye on. And I legitimately don't know. I feel like people know about Dylan Mitchell. Like, I like
Yeah.
Dylan Mitchell a lot, but I feel like everybody kind of knows who he is, and I'm just kind of scrolling
Up until
through the on three, and I'm not sure.
Up until today, I probably would have said Cason Pryor, the kid from South Florida, the big forward, but all of a sudden he's been picking up a lot of steam on the Arkansas front too, so people
Yeah.
know about him.
I really
so
like him.
I
Yeah.
do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a 6'10", 210 kid that can put it on the floor. His favorite player is KD, and he's just all eyes are on him. Like when he stands out. He really does. He stands out. He's got a really nice game. Can put it on the floor. All that stuff. Kurt Krissa available?
He is.
I like him.
And-
he's been kind of bouncing around though. It feels like.
That's what he looks like?
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
He looks like a guy that played at West Virginia.
What about Ugana Onyenso?
Yeah.
Crazy shot blocker.
Yeah, not going back to Kentucky, and he entered the draft and he was just done with college. This happened last week, and that was kind of surprising because I don't think he's a guy that's really going to get drafted. Really, really good defensive center, but he's since entered the portal. My only thing about that is from a personal standpoint, I think it's important that they get some of these freshmen and a couple guys from Kentucky, because it's hard to build a roster from scratch and get to the Final Four. Like you got to have some actual continuity. But I also don't want to feel like I said the other day, I don't want to be the Kentucky Razorcats. Like we got to have our own thing going on here. So
True or false, Curtis? Arkansas's biggest competition for John L. Davis is the NBA.
True.
Is there another? If there is another school, is there one that we're worried about?
Probably Kentucky. Honestly, I mean they've got the NFL, the NIL. They've got the roster space there. That was another school that's been connected with him. But it sounds like Arkansas has got to,
if he's going to go to school, right? Like it's Arkansas probably.
I think so. Yeah.
I'd put two other names out there: Ezra Osar from East Carolina. I kind of liked him. He was. I did his profile on our recruiting big board, and I basically had him. His build is like a shorter Jalen Williams.
Yeah.
Like the exact same listed size, but 2 inches shorter. And then another one, where did he go?
I thought you were going to go Bronny James, but so he was the next on the list.
No, Toby Awaka.
Yeah, the other Tennessee guy.
Like he's on our physical big board in the office. Really liked him. Just another toughness guy, 6'8", 250. Like he's a brick bleep house, like Curtis likes to say.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Arkansas have big guys.
Dude.
No, for sure.
Dude, John George is going to have a field day announcing some of these names. Like when they hit shots. Like it's going to be wild, some of these guys' names. But
no doubt. And these are guys to pay attention to, because if Arkansas is not in on Jaden Quaintance anymore, they're going to be adding at least one, maybe a couple transfer forwards. And like Jonas Adu, he's a center, right? I mean, he's not going to be sliding out on the perimeter too much. But some of these other guys like Kason Pryor, maybe not Toby Awaka, but he's a dude who's played with other bigs before on the front court. He played with Jonas Adu.
Yeah.
And they made it work in the front court. So, yeah, some of those power forward types, the dude from East Carolina, I like too. That's probably the best answer in terms of guys we're not really talking about who are underrated.
My guy, Justice Ajogbor from Harvard, still out there.
The big fella, huh?
Yeah. Wow. He's crazy. Go watch his tape. Find our original recruiting big board. His highlights are in there. I remember there were a couple different videos that had a highlight tape for his offense and his defense, and then his shot chart is just very red around the rim.
I remember watching his college basketball scouting video with you one day in the office.
It's freaky.
He was like one of the first days, day one of transfer portal scouting.
Yeah, he was really early.
Yeah, people also don't realize this. Like in our office back in Natty State Sports Studios, like the TV over there next to Curtis and Scotty is just always on something random basketball wise, and I just assume there's somebody they're scouting. Like it is like that TV is just the dedicated YouTube highlights of potential players and draft picks and everything. So it's a great way to get on the big board and try to know more about them too. So. Reminder, folks, we're here at the Town Pump here in Little Rock in the riverfront area. Devin the Gooch Bradley decided to make his appearance and has a Busch Light in his hand.
Every time I see Devin, I feel a sudden urge to scream, "Here comes trouble!"
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Every time I see him, it's like, "Here comes trouble!"
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what he walks up, and I guess people were criticizing me because I'm the only one that didn't have a mustache, I guess, on this group. And now Devin walks in and he's got a mustache that. Man.
Curtis is going to leave the mustache gang real soon. I have a feeling.
It's not going to be around for very long. Or maybe he can convince somebody to.
My wife's already been in the chat commenting about it. She said she's not mad. She's disappointed.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. Again, we're having a lot of fun here. I want to remind everybody that we're sponsored by Signature Bank here across the state of Arkansas, which anybody that has ever done banking, a lot of times, when you go into those banks, you're just simply throwing your money and we'll see you later and just make sure my app works and my debit card's okay. But the thing is that it is a very important thing. It's called your money. And your money is very important to you, just like it is to all of us. So you want to do it with a bank that's trustworthy, that's community-focused, and is a place that you know that your money is going to be secure, whether it's for your personal banking or for your business banking. So check them out today and all the different amenities that they offer to you with all their locations across the state of Arkansas, but also heading over to signature.bank, www.signature.bank. You can see their website, and you can see exactly what they can offer you and why they are the bank that you need to choose when it comes to making sure your finances and your money is always good to go, and you never have to worry about anything because they're going to take care of it for you. So check it out across all the state of Arkansas with Signature Bank, the official bank here at Natty State Sports. Going to take a little bit of a break live from Town Pump, and we're going to get everything squared away on the chats. Going to make sure that our phone lines are working for poor Trey that was trying to call in, and we'll get it squared away, so stay with us. We've got more of the John Neighbors Show from Natty State Sports live at the Town Pump here in Little Rock.
We not done yet either. So don't be satisfied because we not done.
Hey John, Bob Holt, Arkansas Democrats. I added two-parter if that's okay. You mentioned Arkansas. Eric.
Why do you always talk about Arkansas? But go ahead.
Well, why do you always talk about Kentucky?
You missed it. You missed it. You missed it. Just tell me you missed it. I'm not going to go there with you today. Why not?
And that will be the last question I answer with that hat on.
Oh, shoot.
That is why Arkansas is fantastic. Yes, sir.
You know, and I didn't like the game, but I'm glad I was able to walk off the floor again and deep inside and have that funny feeling that, hey, one more time, Horns.
Best, guys. I know it's a tough time for you. The coach is gone, but you got a new coach now, and you got to listen to what he says. Okay, I know you're thinking, oh, who is this new guy? Where's the other guy that crashed the motorcycle? We like him better. He was cool or whatever. Forget about all that. Listen to the new coach and get out there and win some games.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
You guys act like it's... Pick it up a little bit. Okay? Get your chin up. Smile. Smile. Okay? Dang, you guys, all right? If not, I'm not talking.
Big Red, so excited. Big Red. Oh.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
I was a teacher today. Told those boys, welcome to the SEC.
Well, Fayetteville is 1,843 miles away, but the call of the Hogs can be heard all the way to San Francisco.
Let's stick my dick in the mashed potato. Go Hogs.
Powered by Arkansas, for Arkansas.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
The John Neighbors Show is live from the Natty State Sports Studios.
And welcome back into the John Neighbors Show. You're live from the Town Pump in Little Rock. Curtis Wilkerson, Scotty Bordwin, Andrew Ellis hanging out and getting you ready for a little midweek action here at Town Pump. And if you come out here, you're going to get you some cold beers and pitchers.
I thought you were going to say
buckets.
action.
I mean, you could get you some action here, too. You never know. I mean, it could be that type of night for you. You know, because this is, I can't tell you how many people were there, very strong and successful marriage started here at Town Pump.
Oh, I'm sure that's the case, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's just that type of place. It's that type of place. So, but, yeah, we're going to be hanging out here, and people were asking about the phone lines. Don't worry. You're good to go now. 936-246-2889. Trey, if you want to get back in on it, we promise we'll go right to you because you were waiting for so long and end up going out on you. But, yeah, we'll all this LeBaron Philon, people were getting blown up. What is this in the chat?
They really want to talk about it.
Yeah, what is it? Darius Philon's what?
His cousin.
His cousin? Okay, cool.
He ain't coming here.
Yeah. We didn't want him anyways.
He's good, though, man. No, he is really good. I think he's going back home.
Kansas?
Well, he just decommitted from Kansas.
Decommitted from Kansas.
But Bama, Auburn kind of deal, probably.
Yeah.
But, and also, like, I mean, if Arkansas locks up Boogie in the next 24 hours or so, I don't think there's going to be room there.
Mm.
He's good, though.
Hopefully he doesn't get gray-shirted
really
by Bama like they tried to do Darius.
Mm.
You remember? That's how Arkansas got
wild, man.
You know?
And Arkansas recruited him, too. For a while, they just,
I saw somebody that said that Boogie was like a comparison to, which player was it, the former Kentucky player? I have to go back. The chat keeps blowing up so much, I always have to scroll back either way. Yeah, Brandon Knight, a young Brandon Knight. Is that a fair comparison?
I mean, sure. That's a former Suns legend, right, Scotty?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he had one really good year with the Suns.
Yeah, Brandon Knight held it down during the dark days.
I mean,
Man.
yeah, if he was
Somebody
as good
had
as Brandon
to-
Knight, he would be very good.
Somebody
for
had to
Arkansas.
score on those teams.
Was that during the stretch where Charles Barkley had his like roasting of the like fans and or the team itself, where he was saying, he's like, how about the nachos? Oh, the cheese is cold. It's like, how about the popcorn? All the popcorn's stale at Phoenix because they just the team was so bad.
David says he's like Tyrese Maxey, that's a really good comp these days. Most improved player in the NBA this year. Really good.
Also have I don't know what that is, but he says, how about Wayne Knight? That's the guy who played Newman on Seinfeld. So that may be what your joke is.
What about Blaine Knight?
Ooh.
Little is Boogie Flan, does he have a little Blaine Knight in him? If he does, dude, Arkansas's going to get consistency.
I don't care if he's got 24 jacks on the year or not. I'm going right at him.
When Blaine Knight was here,
I also saw John Wall. So Boogie Flan, man, they're all over the map in terms of comparisons, man. He's all over the place. From Brandon Knight to John Wall.
Got some Karl Anthony Towns
to Blaine Knight.
He's got some cannon.
I was thinking Embiid.
The Rudy Gobert to his game.
Stifle Tower, yeah. Like
It's pretty good.
The guy who started COVID, yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, because who was the guy that y'all were watching highlights of today randomly?
Steve Blake got thrown on the telly today.
Man.
Yeah.
Steve Blake.
Eric Snow.
Yeah, Eric Snow. Yesterday was Andre Karolinko, AK-47.
AK-47
Yeah, give us a random NBA player from your upbringing so we can watch their highlights tomorrow.
I was going to recommend Smush Parker, but I felt like we'd seen enough.
Smush Parker. Dude.
He's gotten so many strays over the years of people like talking about stuff where they're like, oh, those teams with Kobe when he had, man, freaking Smush Parker on the team. You know, he just everybody who wants to talk bad about
Sasha Vujacic. Come on, man.
Somebody said Boogie reminds him of Wemby.
No, that's fair. I mean,
I see that.
Yeah, you can see where that comes out. Yeah, see that happens.
The most incomparable players of all time. I see 'em.
Yeah, that's been something that's been interesting too about the recruiting, the Cal recruiting era so far at Arkansas is, some of these guys like will build their profile and put them on the recruiting board. And what we've done basically since we started that recruiting big board was we put like a build or kind of like who he reminds us of, who this person reminds us of, who's Big Z reminds you of. And we normally have like an Arkansas flavor to it. So it's like a former Arkansas guy. There's no comp for Big Z.
Nothing.
There's not a comp for, several of these guys that, are potential Kentucky poaches like we have on the big board. There's just, I've kind of, Case and Pryor.
These
got
hogs
nothing.
are going to be built different.
6'10", 210. There's no Arkansas comp for that, I don't think.
Your hashtag built different. That's what this team's going to be about. And also, we will go to the phone lines because I know there's a guy there, and we don't want to lose him before it gets taken out there. But, yeah, people were talking about Boogie. And people are saying, oh, Boogie's getting locked up. He's the guy. He's going to be here. But I did want to go to David's question of saying, is the Calipari effect bad news for Sam Pitman? We're getting used to big recruits down. Football can't even keep middle-tier players. Oof. Man.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I understand that that thought process of it. They've had a couple guys pop out of the portal already, and nobody – I mean, some people care, but it hasn't been that exciting when maybe normally it would be more so,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm
really got
also very
anybody going.
consumed in the basketball world, so I shouldn't speak for everyone.
And where Sam Pittman's at, there's not really much they can do this offseason unless they had been landing like big-time dudes for them to really get people back in because they're in wait-and-see mode with football. A lot of people are kind of hesitant to give them any benefit of the doubt. So, like, they just have to go out there and win games, and people will get back in.
And I think everybody understands where Sam stands on the transfer portal. Like, he's not excited about it being open, so people aren't going to get excited about football recruiting in the portal.
All right, let's get to Trey, who's in Harrison, who's been patiently holding here because I know that he's somebody that's been waiting and hopefully going to have a hot take like he always does. But what's going on, Trey?
How you doing, John?
Oh, I am just Ducky hanging out at Town Pump, man. We're always having a good time.
I drink a good old cold beer like Sam.
They do have those.
No, we're
I'm not promoting it, though. I'm not promoting it, though.
I think I'm one of the few Hog fans that I love. I keep very good focus on the football program right now because, I mean, Bobby Petrino, I'm 16. I fell in love with the Razorbacks when I was 4, so that was Bobby Petrino, Ryan Mallett, 2011. So, yeah, but ever since then, football teams sucked. So, yeah. But anyways, I wanted to say that, Scotty, you're the GOAT. I want the Natty State six-pack, guys. Come on, baby. And I listen to that Natty State six-pack whenever I do my homework. You know, I've replaced Natty State six-pack with the freaking Pot at the Palace. And also, another thing, I haven't been able to find Pot of that Nature on Spotify. I've typed it in about every day trying to look for it. I just can't find it.
Well, that's an issue that needs to be addressed. And we will look into that and try to fix that for you.
If you send us your grades and you're over a 3.0 and you're listening to the six-pack while you're doing your homework, we'll start doing it daily, brother.
All right. They're probably not that. They're probably middling around about 2 right now.
I heard that. I've never related to anything more.
Hey, but you're going to have to get tapped in on some fights because that's what we're going to be talking about this summer when we get the six-pack rolling. We're going to be talking about a lot about UFC.
Oh, yeah. I'm a big UFC fan anyways. Whenever you and Curtis started talking about UFC, I started fist pumping air because I was like, finally, UFC talk.
Yeah.
What's provided.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, Ellis and Curtis can hook you up with that UFC talk. I sit quietly and listen when that
We've
pops
gotten
up.
you to show up though. You brought good vibes to
I
the
love
function.
watching
you
the
saw
fights.
that Poirier knockout.
I'm not much around the fights, but I'm locked in for the fights most of the time.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was watching with my 2 and my 5-year-old last time, those prelims. We were locked in.
Well, hey, Trey, we appreciate you calling in, man.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Well, real quick, Scotty, you're the GOAT. Don't forget it. I need a Natty State six-pack, man.
Okay. The message has been received, and we are going to do what we can because Scotty's the GOAT. That's what it needs to be. That's one thing I do miss about doing sports talk radio is like having the callers that come in and they start with a message and they end with the message, and it's always going to be the same.
Beginning, middle, and end.
That's right. Call it the sandwich, if you will, to make that to happen. But, okay. What was he talking about on Spotify? What was it missing on Spotify?
Pot of that nature. He said he can't find it on Spotify.
Yeah. All right. Well, it hasn't been done in a minute, so it's our fearless leader Branson's coming in and hitting us with the glasses and stuff.
I would do something stupid. I'm gonna.
You're gonna do something stupid.
I was gonna try to pass this down, and then I was like, no, we don't have it.
Okay. Yeah. Let's. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think we're pretty trustworthy. It's not like we have thousands of dollars worth of equipment sitting here, so you're trustworthy. We can do that. We got a biased Brim. It's on with us.
Unbiased.
And, yeah. What's up, man?
What's going on, champions? How you gentlemen doing today?
Doing great.
We're awesome, dude.
Oh, y'all all can hear me? Oh, y'all got your headsets. Oh, okay, that's nice. That's nice.
We did this just so we could hear you.
So
that's why we were late today.
It's like it truly was.
Gotcha. All right, so 2 questions. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. First question is going to be baseball. Second is going to be basketball related. So for baseball, on your concern level 1 through 10 with the bats and timely hitting, what is your concern level in regards to that?
I'm going to go at a solid 5. I feel like you've got to be somewhat concerned just because the offense is clearly underachieving, just based on what we expected out of them preseason. But I'm not too concerned big picture because it's not like they have to be that good, honestly. I feel like we talked about that a little bit yesterday, but it's not like when you get to Omaha, which they should get to Omaha just because they're going to have a 2 series at home, that I feel like it's going to be tough for them to lose twice at Baum Walker in a weekend. So they have the pitching staff to where if they get to Omaha and can win some 5-3 games, they can still do it. But I think I'm definitely still underwhelmed by the offense. So I'll go 5.
Perfect. Anybody else got a grade?
I'm not worried about it at all.
0?
Yeah.
The Hiva Aloy is going to carry them boys.
Dude.
Yeah, fair enough.
Dude,
6.
A 6 on the concern
Curtis
level.
has been low key stern. 4. Okay, so we're we're all in agreement here.
We're in the ballpark. We're in the ballpark.
Yeah.
All right. Second question, because I know there's going to be other callers. Okay. Over under. Basketball recruits by Sunday evening. 2. Over under.
Over. Taking that bet.
Yeah. Over.
Over.
We're saying like commits.
Yeah. I think
yeah.
Okay, and does it have?
Commit transfers and freshmen, all of the above. How many are we going to have? More than 2 players by Sunday night?
Yes.
Yeah, I think over.
Over
or less. I was going to go with 3, but I said let me make it 2 to make it a little more.
Hey, if we're saying they have 7 players potentially on campus in the next 5 days, shoot 50%.
Exactly.
3 to 4. We'll take
exactly. Yep.
We'll settle for 3.
Let's settle for all 7. How about that?
There we go.
That'll work too.
Yeah, because I want to see BBT, Big Blue Tears. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. Big Blue Tears.
Well, people are trying to say
because they're about to join us and understand what. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say people are starting to try to be like big Red Nation.
Hashtag
BRN.
BRN.
Yeah, I've been seeing BRN pop up.
I told people, please don't do that. Why are we going to copy these goofballs? Do not copy anything that they're doing. Let's make our own. We look weak doing that. Don't do that. I told them on Twitter, please don't do that. Don't do that, please. And I lost my train of thought because you said that that Big Red Nation.
That's on me. That's on me.
I swear. I don't want that to get popular at all.
It sounds like you're on the right side of history in a lot of areas.
Yeah. I just wanted them to hope and then cope with Pope. That's what I want them to do, and I look forward to it. I'm muting some of these guys because they talk about we're talking about them, but every mention is Arkansas. If you type in Arkansas, you see a whole bunch of Kentucky people talking about what we're doing because they're scoring wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that mute button is the greatest thing ever made.
And I want them to experience the levels of PTSD that we have experienced as Arkansas fans. So Billy Gillespie era, come on, Kentucky. Appreciate you, gentlemen.
I love it,
Y'all have a blessed one.
Appreciate it.
That laugh maniacal, man.
Dude.
I love that, man. That was great stuff.
Yeah. I'd say very few times do we have people who are fitting of the same character in the chat that they are on a phone. And Unbiased Brim is definitely fitting for both.
That was some unbiased commentary, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is there really people doing BRN?
I've seen it
a bit right now.
Right.
It's all in the same light of making fun of Kentucky, but I like what he had, Big Blue Tears. I like BBT better.
Works for me.
Yeah, because there's going to be a lot of those that are going to be happening.
BBL?
Mm-hmm. That one works, too.
Okay.
Yeah, what's that one stand for there, Curtis?
I'll be honest with you, I don't even know.
Hmm.
I know what it is, but...
Big Blue Losers.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's right. I knew it. I got you. Anyway.
I don't know what's worse, doing cryptic tweets or just like having these things happen where everyone's going to be like, I don't know what it all means.
I thought Scotty would chime in. Scotty is on top of whatever people are saying, the cool kids are saying, Scotty's on top of it.
I know.
I had to ask you one time what it was. You remember that?
Yeah, I do vaguely
We were
remember.
watching Dracula Flow, and I was like, what does that mean?
Dude.
Yeah. Shorty gonna be. He was like, "What's that? BBL?" Yeah, he was like unfamiliar. He didn't know people said that.
It was crazy.
I've never felt older in my life than hanging out with these guys who are actually somewhat close to my age because half the time I don't even know what the crap they're talking about. I just go with it. Like I feel like my dad at times. We're just like, what?
John, you were vibing with Dracula Flow the other night. Yeah, I could see the enjoyment on your face.
It's so absurd. Like I don't know what is happening and who this guy is, but it's just nonstop.
Bars,
it's nonstop. It never ends. It just keeps going and going.
It's 17 minutes,
and it's just
that's how long it is. Trust me.
And it's on repeat. And then, but the thing is, it's so long and there's so many phrases that if you restarted it, you wouldn't know the difference. Like you wouldn't know it's on repeat because there's just so many of them. It's like, what is it, like a phrase every 5 seconds?
I always hear a new one that I've never heard before, and I'm like, oh, man, that's a good one. I'm gonna
I have
start
something to admit. My dad's sitting right back over there, my stepmom. The last time that they were in Fayetteville, me and my dad went and played golf. We were driving back from Lowell, and I played it for him. He was hysterical. He was real tears.
I haven't gotten there with my dad yet. I'm hoping by Christmas I can get there.
My dad's a real one.
I don't think I'll ever get there with my dad.
My dad's cool, but he's a little little conservative, like small town, preacher man. Like he might not be quite ready to make that leap to Dracula Flow yet.
Well, it's one of the ongoing themes here at Natty State Sports that I can say has been going on the entire time since it started. Hasn't ended.
Mm-hmm.
It's just continuing to.
There was a
play
stretch
that.
where every single bombastic podcast had Dracula Flow on in the background. There was like eight or nine in a row to start the show. I think it was whenever I had a guest on, I was like, all right, I'm not going to do it.
And then
it'd be disrespectful to Jake Faraday to have Dracula Flow on in the background.
But what if they were appreciative of it though? Like what if they were into it?
Maybe
you need to ask that before beforehand, like to find out whether or not it's the case. I have to put our Twitter handles up. I'll tell you what, this is just a great little segue because there is no other time to do a better segue than this. But let's get to our Arkansas update brought to you by Davidson Garrett Insurance, your independent auto owners insurance agency, securing what matters the most. Razorback baseball did get the victory last night in Dickey-Stevens Ballpark. A little weird in the beginning, to say the least. It was hairy. Didn't have the best of situations there, but still, overall, it was pretty decent that they were getting a victory and had the offense kind of blow up. Aloy going 4 for 4. That's always a positive, too. So, broken the curse of the Dickey-Stevens Ballpark lulls. And so, actually, I don't know if they actually broke the curse, but they won, and they won by a
You see
run
they
roll.
tweeted out, they were like, we always play close games at Dickey-Stevens with like a little, smirking emoji.
Yeah.
Like they were dunking on the haters with that 11-1 win.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it was here's what they did. They threw a lot of strikes. They played pretty good defense for the most part outside of them dropping a pop fly in the first inning. They hit some balls hard. Didn't leave the yard, though. Wind was blowing in. Ball was not really carrying in the yard, but, they did it okay. They did it against a bad team.
Mhm.
They did what they were supposed to do. It was a workmanlike Tuesday night performance.
Yep.
They could have hit some more doubles.
They could have hit some more doubles.
Maybe a dinger, but
It would have been
Yeah,
nice for the sports betting out there. You know
what? Honestly, when you go to Dickey-Stevens, no run rule. We can't have a run rule. I might reach out to the company that we donated money to last night. I might reach out to them and see if we can get that voided actually, because wind was blowing in. We didn't know about that, and Devin, because Devin did not give us the scoop on that.
Yeah.
Didn't want to call us and say, hey man, maybe bet the under because ball's gonna be blowing in, or wind's gonna be blowing in from center. We didn't get that, so unfortunately, Arkansas did enough to win the game, but they did not do enough to win money.
It's crazy that he didn't let us in on that.
No, it's not crazy. If you know Devin, that's what he does.
Hey, but shout out to Fayetteville Aloy though.
I was gonna
did
get
cash his.
I was gonna get Devin one of those Arby's Big Montanas just out of appreciation.
Oh.
But there's no way I'm doing that now.
Yeah, he's going to get you a Big
Messed up.
Montana from Arby's. So, yeah, he knows all that. He just turned red. He knows. He knows.
Hey, listen.
He knows.
There is nothing more that baseball people like talking about than which way the wind is blowing.
It matters.
You can ask Dave in the lead up to this weekend series which way the wind is going to blow Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He'll have an answer for you.
Oh, yeah.
Make your decisions based off that. You got to be that guy.
I love Dave Van Horn. I love him with my entire heart. He loves talking about the wind.
I'm telling you,
he
man.
talks about it
Yeah,
a lot.
they
But
love
he's just a big weather guy. I was talking about how whoever it is on staff, and Curtis made that really good joke, that does the weather, they're always spot on. Every time they move the schedule around, they do it at the exact right time where it's like, oh, they just were able to get those 2 games in on that Saturday before the storm rolled in at 6 or whatever. They time it well a lot, so he's clearly tapped in with the weather. I think if you're just a guy that keeps up with something regularly, you just want to talk about it.
The
So
weather's a good thing to keep up with.
And also, no, it's not a good thing to keep up with, but I mean, people that keep up with the weather talk about the weather a lot. And I think DVH is just one of those guys. But also, it affects every now and then, especially if it costs you a home run, you're definitely going to talk about it. So it's like, I love letting them fly on that.
Lash said spot on, except that time DVH was convinced it wasn't raining.
Oh, yeah.
That Missouri State.
Just absolutely pouring rain.
Dude,
that was, hey, by the way, it kind of sucks that they lost that regional, but that was one of the coolest moments.
Oh, man. Yeah,
Like-
just to, and because
Shout out to Nate Thompson, who was coaching that Missouri State team and who won that
man,
regional.
how about that? Yeah, I forgot that he was on board with that.
Believe it or
But,
not, Scott
was
and
it-
I had this exact conversation on the way here.
Dude, with old Jake Berger, man. He looked like a burger. But, yeah, I remember that. And I think there was also some that where they had Missouri State go out in the field, and then when Arkansas was about to take the field on offense, they're like, we're about to call. And Dave's like, absolutely not. They got to go through it. We're going to do it, too. It was a very intense game that Arkansas ended up winning at 3 a.m. at least. But
Yeah, it's good
times
that they
there.
won that game, and people kind of forget that they
Mhm.
lost the next day.
Yeah. It's amazing how that works. And then that was 2017, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
2017.
Yeah, right
Trevor
before,
Steffen.
Yeah, right before the domination
Kevin
of
Kopps
Arkansas.
was a redshirt freshman and pitched. He started the next game.
Started that. People are too old in college these days.
Spanberger got clamped in the biggest game of the year. People forget.
Yes, yeah, oh man, he did. That team was interesting, but then everyone came back the next year, and we all know what happened.
Yeah, that team was
back.
cool because they were the team after when they went 26 and 29, and it was like the pressure was on. And that going into that year, the vibes were really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really kind of seemed like, oh damn, like Arkansas's coming off a horrible year. They've got some rinky-dink dude from Bryant on the mound as their Friday night starter. Nobody knew who Trevor Stephan was. Nobody knew who Kevin Kopps was.
Yeah.
It was like there was a lot of pressure going. If they had sucked that year, who knows how the entire program turns out. But that team was really good. Hosted a regional, choked in that regional. But then they came back with 2018, almost won the title. And the program's been at just a different level since then. I feel like that is a cool little team to remember.
Yeah,
They poached, and the lesson is they poached the coach that beat them in the regional, and their program hasn't been the same since.
Yeah. If they can't beat them, join them, or get them to join you at least. By the way, another thing for the Arkansas update, Samara Spencer entered into the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Mike Neighbors, like, man, ain't looking great for a situation with Coach Neighbors.
It's kind of tough how many good basketball players they've had enter the portal. With all these names, I'm starting to think like, man, they should have been a lot better. That's another really good player that was here this year.
Yep.
And they didn't do anything,
I mean, they got a 6'4" JUCO girl today.
They did from it was a school that ends with the name county, right? Like Barton County or something?
Barton County, maybe. Yeah.
Where is Barton County? Do we know?
Kansas.
Ooh, I was going to guess Mississippi.
Okay.
Hey, but Johnson County produces dudes, so we can't just scoff at schools that have county in the name of it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Arkansas's their women's team's lost at least 3 of their top 4 scorers.
Man,
and Poffenbarger was the leading rebounder. That's tough, man.
Shout out to her committing to Maryland.
That's right.
Wish her well on her journey.
That's right. Yeah. Transfer portal, NIL, craziness, crazy stuff.
I miss the good old days.
Talia Scott's the one that hurts, though, because she was
you know?
a bucket as soon as she stepped on campus, and she's got years ahead of her in college, but you ain't going to see her.
See, that's
you might just have to prep for her. That sucks.
Things like there was a weird deal with like a stretch of Razorback women's basketball or the Ladybacks. I'm still using it. I don't care what anybody says. But they like recruited really well, but just never trained. Like even Jimmy Dykes was there. He had that one class that was loaded with a lot of talent, but just the team never got anything going. So, but yeah, part of the Arkansas update. Wanted to let everybody know for that perspective. It just is unfortunate, but
Wild Slobbering Hog says they lost all 4 of their top scorers.
Hey, does
Even
anyone
worse.
in the chat have the Jordan Weber update? If you do, provide it, please.
Jordan Weber update.
Just making sure we're all good there, making sure she's still pumped up about being the head gymnastics coach at the University of Arkansas. Just making sure we're good.
Yeah.
Just a little vibe check.
Devin, is Jordan
Really
Weaver
good
still
year.
going to be the coach? Oh, he's getting on the. You got Brendan on the gym turnet. Is that what you called it?
Okay, yeah.
It's actually called the gym turnet.
Really good
I'm gonna
year.
kill myself.
Would love to keep building on that.
Yeah.
Want to make sure we're good.
Keep doing that. Who's in a worse situation going into this next year? As far as like, is it Pitman or Neighbors? Just me, like honestly asking.
It's Pitman because there's more pressure.
And it's more money,
Neighbors,
yeah.
Neighbors, if they just have a above 500 record, could probably stay another year.
Man.
You know what I mean? Like if they're like competitive, he'll be fine.
And those people are asking about Yurchek and why aren't they firing him and everything with Coach Neighbors. Like, I think what you talked about is the buyout's pretty high, pretty significant.
It's always going to be football. If you're comparing who's got the worst situation, if it's a football coach versus anyone,
Yeah.
you simply cannot afford to be a bad football coach.
Nope.
You cannot do it. You can get away with doing it at a lot of programs, a lot of places. Not football, I feel like. You can be Andy Kennedy and just consistently coach forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can at least try to be average.
Stan Heat's like going to coach for 12 more years. You know, you can just coach forever if you're a bad basketball coach. You can't coach forever if you're a football coach.
No.
They'll kick you out.
No.
They'll make you do TV.
I don't think Pittman's going to do TV. I think Pittman's just going to go to Hot Springs, Spa City, and hang out.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be his thing.
As he should.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't have a problem with it. I do the same thing too. Make my money and dip out and call it a day. Call it a career.
Might
Very
go back
historic.
to Georgia, get Kirby.
There's a lot of people. Hey,
offensive line.
a lot of people in the streets think that that it's not out of the realm that we get a little Pitman early retirement. You know.
Yeah, I could see it.
People like to
People are
be like,
talking.
hey, maybe Pitman.
Yeah, people are talking. People are saying it might happen. Then Barry Odom comes in and becomes head coach and keeps Bobby Petrino on as OC.
Barry
and then it
Odom
works out.
would have to move to Hot Springs with him because they'd have to go on their walks. You know.
Mm-hmm. They have good walking spots in Hot Springs.
Yeah,
So I've
that's a
heard.
fun place to walk.
Yeah, it's not a bad place. Really great place to walk.
Okay.
Very underrated how you could walk down there. So, folks, we're live here at the Town Pump in Little Rock, award-winning dive bar here in the Central Arkansas area. So come out and see us as we're going to be hanging out here. But, folks, I got to tell you about Alumni Hall here in Arkansas because as a Razorback fan, you're going to have all different types of apparel that you're going to be trying to get in on. when it comes to baseball season, when it comes to, I don't know, football season, maybe you'll be one of those crazy fans that go to SEC Media Days in Dallas and try to get a picture with some of the players. Well, you want to make sure you got the greatest apparel to stand out among all the other crazies. And that's why you go over to Alumni Hall. You can shop online at nattystatesports.com/Alumni Hall. When you go over there, you're going to see exactly what they have to offer in their catalog. It's men, women's, children, even pets. They got it all, as well as the high-end clothing. Johnny O, you got Peter Millar. Those are names that are very, very nice, and only the nicest of people know about the riches of what you can have with those types of apparel companies. So check them out today. Again, nattystatesports.com/Alumni Hall. And you can also visit their location there in Fayetteville at 3417 North College Avenue. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back with more of the John Neighbors Show live from Town Pump here in Little Rock. So stay with us.
We not done yet either. So don't be satisfied because we not done.
Hey, John, Bob Holt, Arkansas Democrats. I added two-parter if that's okay. You mentioned Arkansas. Eric.
Why do you always talk about Arkansas? But go ahead.
Well, why do you always talk about Kentucky?
You missed it. You missed it. You missed it. Just tell me you missed it. I'm not going to go there with you today. Why not?
And that will be the last question I answer with that hat on.
Oh, shoot.
That is why Arkansas is fantastic.
Yes, sir.
You know, and I I didn't like the game, but I'm glad I was able to walk off the floor again and deep inside and have that funny feeling that, hey, one more time, Horns.
Best guys, I know it's a tough time for you. The coach is gone, but you got a new coach now, and you got to listen to what he says. Okay, I know you're thinking, oh, who is this new guy? Where's the other guy that crashed the motorcycle? We like him better. He was cool or whatever. Forget about all that. Listen to the new coach and get out there and win some games.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. You guys act like it's... Pick it up a little bit. Okay? Get your chin up. Smile. Smile. Okay? Dang, you guys, all right? If not, I'm not talking.
Big Red, so excited. Big Red. Oh.
Guys, I got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
I was a teacher today. Told those boys, welcome to the SEC.
Well, Fayetteville is 1,843 miles away, but the call of the Hogs can be heard all the way to San Francisco.
I'll stick my dick in the mashed potatoes. Go Hogs.
Powered by Arkansas, for Arkansas.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
The John Neighbors Show is live from the Natty State Sports Studios.
All right, welcome back into the John Neighbors Show here live from Town Pump here in Little Rock. Appreciate everybody hanging out, listening in, and having a good time as we've been talking about all things going on in Razorback land. I don't even know what time it is, guys. Like, it's been a marathon today. What time is it?
5:30.
5:30, exactly. So it's like I feel like the old-time radio shows that always had to mention they were 15 minutes past the hour. It's like, yeah, everybody's got a clock in their car. Everyone knows exactly what's going on. So, yeah, so come on out and see us, hang out with us, and we're going to be out here. I mean, we'll be out here until the show ends, but we'll also be out here for a while, too. I want your honest thought, guys. I want your honest thought since we're here. I've been hyping up the Town Pump to you guys. What do you think? What are the vibes for what this place is and what you've seen?
It's exactly what I wanted it to be.
It's exactly it's exactly as advertised and exactly what I thought it was going to be, exactly what I wanted it to be. Like, it's,
my kind of place, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's rare that, like, 7 or 8 people tell you, like, hey, you're going to love it, and you don't love it,
Mm-hmm. But that's what I was always worried about, overhyping some things, and people are going to be like, ew, like,
we're
this guy's an
we're some
idiot.
simple dudes. We're so simple-minded. We need it to be very simple and right to the point. Like the places we go to, we don't need much.
Yeah.
And we don't want much.
No.
So, this place gets the job done.
Yeah. Just straight, direct, and to the point. Straight, direct, to the point. I know we talked about Arkansas stuff, but I did want to bring up, what you guys think of Reggie Bush getting his Heisman back?
It's about time.
Yeah.
It's about time. Long overdue.
Yeah. I was happy for him.
Yeah, man.
Like,
If OJ If OJ has
you couldn't even finish.
bro.
You couldn't even finish the sentence. It's like if OJ. Yeah, it's like if OJ had it, then
seriously.
Yeah, I mean that was something I didn't understand as to
I wonder
why
if
it was a
OJ dying
problem.
maybe was when they were like, all right,
Yeah, I'd say.
let's be for real.
We're gonna take it from him posthumously.
Oh,
Was it?
Hey, no, they're not going to take it. If you're going to let OJ keep his, Reggie's got to keep, got to get his.
Was that because of was it Baker or was it Johnny Football?
Oh, it was Johnny
That
Manziel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did this.
Mm-hmm.
He did this.
He was
He's
on the
using his
driving
powers
force.
for good now.
That's right.
Yeah.
I ain't showing back up till you give this man his hardware.
He said, I want him at the Heisman House barbecue that we're having for July 4th. I'd like for Reggie to come. Is that okay, guys? All right. Is that okay with you, Barry? Hey, Barry, are we good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all seen that picture of Reggie Bush with like a bunch of other Heisman winners? I think it was from today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did see
Ricky
that.
Williams was in that picture. He showed up wearing his house shoes.
Ricky Williams.
Steve Spurrier
420.
showed up with his cankles on and his golf outfit. Like it was a heck of a picture, dude.
Yeah, give him a commercial now. Now he's got to have
Yeah?
a commercial.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
And it made me want to get the PS2 back out and
Yeah.
throw whichever year.
It was like
Yeah,
was it
he's
07?
07 or
Yeah, he's 07.
Yeah.
I remember because that game got stolen from me.
when it's
My
always
friend.
the year is always ahead,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Darren McFadden was 09, 08.
He's 09.
He was 09.
Yeah, because 08 was Jared
Because
Zabransky.
his 2008 was the first season that didn't have DMAC, so it was the 09 game. Even though Darren McFadden finished his career in 07, he's on the 09 NCAA football.
Yeah.
Doesn't
yeah.
make any sense.
Yeah, well, I was happy to see Reggie get that back, and as again Devin the Gooch back there said, now it's just time to give Darren McFadden his Heisman that was robbed from him too. So.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the Troy Smith one is the one.
Oh, 100%. It's not the Tim Tebow one. It's the Troy
Yeah,
Smith one.
I'm glad that people understand that.
Yeah, because
Most people do.
Yeah, because the Troy Smith thing was just simply you
Best
couldn't give
player,
it to
best
us.
team.
Well, you couldn't give it to a sophomore. That's
Yeah.
why it was, and then the next year they gave it to a sophomore. So, well, not that I remember that or
But
am upset by it.
Florida vindicated it by beating them 49-7 in the national title. Then the
It's true.
7 was because Ted Ginn Jr. ran back the opening kickoff.
What do you think is more likely? Arkansas football gets a Heisman Trophy winner, or Arkansas basketball wins a national championship?
Basketball wins a
Arkansas,
national
yeah.
championship.
Wait,
Not even
which
close?
one's
Way more
which
likely.
One's more likely, we're saying?
Yeah.
I'd say definitely basketball.
So maybe to have a Heisman winner, you got to be like in that pushing for a title conversation. Do you not?
No, you don't
What's your,
really have to. You can
RG3?
go like you can have
It
an
really
8-4
helps.
Heisman. It definitely
Yeah.
helps. But you can get like an 8-4 Heisman. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like basketball. I
Who
think
was
they're
that?
both. Like Lamar won it when they went like 8-5 at
Yeah.
Louisville.
RG3 won it when they
Johnny
went
Manziel
9-3.
went. Johnny Manziel went 9-3 too. Like RG3. So like there's there's some examples where like you don't have to be 11-1 necessarily.
So Arkansas's
but I
gonna
think
have
Arkansas's pretty far away from
one
that.
of the best players in the country and win at
No,
least
no.
8 games.
I'm just saying they're pretty
That's
far
a
away
lot.
from that, which is why I would lean basketball. But I think it could happen. But I just think basketball, like in the next 4 years, they're going to be in the mix at least a time or two, if I had to guess.
I've been told that Coach Cal's never going to get out of the first weekend again.
Well,
Who said that?
that's still closer than having a Heisman.
The BBL fans.
Oh, man.
There's not a Heisman on the Arkansas Razorbacks football team right now. I can confirm that.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to Curvy Smart, one of a very famous person on Twitter. That's a big Georgia fan. Carson Beck, 2024, I guess is what she's going for.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, hideous.
I guess I've never really paid attention.
Good thing he's got a helmet on, huh?
But hey, I mean, being ugly
Pretty bad.
does not disqualify you from winning the Heisman. So, and he's gonna be on a good team. Yeah, he could get the Troy Smith Heisman if he plays his cards right.
Yeah. Council just asked, does Matt Jones have any basketball eligibility?
Which one?
No. Ooh, that's true. Got to be more specific there. Let us know which Matt Jones you're referring to. Because odds are yes.
I wonder if we'll see Matt Jones tonight.
That would be cool if we did. Be a lot cooler if we did.
Matt Jones, you in Little Rock?
Pull up. No.
Any of the Matt
Well,
Joneses that we reference.
all
on
the
this
Matt
show.
Joneses, yeah.
Any
if,
of them.
if you're listening,
Let's
yeah.
get a meeting of them.
Yeah. Come on out and hang out. So, Boo Jones asks, Taylor Green got Heisman talent?
No.
Nah.
But that's okay.
He's,
like, he
he's
doesn't
talented.
have to.
He's
yeah.
talented, but no.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's okay that he doesn't. But
Listen, I've really enjoyed listening to think there's 2 Boss Hog podcasts right now that have Taylon Green on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's really good to listen to. He's really fun, really insightful.
He is.
And he was, I think they were.
He was efficient.
The guys, there were 3 offensive linemen. It was Kudus, Braun, Addison Nichols, and then Taylon Green the other day. And the offensive linemen were like, man, this is a big playbook that we got to learn. And it's like this thick. And then I think it was Addison that said he looked at Taylon's, and it's like 2 binders that are like this big for the quarterback. And Taylon he came in, and the quarterback competition was like never really a thing. But if people were trying to make it a thing, it lasted a day.
I'll tell you this, like I'm going to try to say this in a way that's not cliche. Like I understand that there's a lot of quarterbacks around the country who are good leaders, who do stuff like this, but you can tell Taylon is really intentional about like trying to, hang out with his guys and like make sure they're doing okay. Like, him being there and like showing up for them. And then you see him anytime there's a team event of any time. At Pro Day, just seeing him, the fact that he was out there supporting at Pro Day, like that's good stuff to do. He's very intentional about doing stuff like that at practice, talking to guys. You can tell he goes out of his way, and he's not like he's not a super loud-spoken guy, like outspoken guy, but he's just always doing stuff, leading by example. You can tell it's very, and like Bobby said it best, like sometimes you just roll the balls out and you just see who goes to pick it up first, and he was always like that first guy. And I mean, they just the rest of the guys were like, all right, this is the guy.
Yep.
I guess we're out.
Yeah, he's a legitimately good dude, and yeah, he's got a lot of personality. I think y'all are gonna obviously, you liked him in the spring game.
A lot of self-belief.
I heard that there was I was listening to the Boss Hogs pod yesterday, and apparently there was somebody on Twitter that said Taylon scored 3 touchdowns on Arkansas's opening drive of the spring game because he took off running twice, and they just like tagged him down, and he ended up throwing a touchdown pass.
That's the one thing where like, I really can't wait to watch that dude run.
Yeah.
We haven't really that's the one thing we haven't gotten to do, and so I think there's a lot of these guys who might be more special and more able to dominate games than we realize in spring whenever he can't really run.
Yeah, I like what he's going to be able to do in the Petrino offense, and I mean I don't know what that level that's going to be. Does that mean that he's going to go out there and be a first-team All-SEC player? Probably not, but it's going to come down
to keep those receivers, man.
Dude, with the weirdness going on at the wide receiver room right now. I mean, who's really knowing what's going to happen there with the portal, and who ends up jumping into it and weird stuff. So I don't know, but either way, I still think you have a talented quarterback in Taylon Green. I think you're going to upgrade the offense a lot from last year. And it's just going to come down to, how's your defense going to look? How's your some simple like, hey, is your kicker going to be okay? Because I mean, you're going to be in close games. Well, you have a guy that can go out there and kick field goals consistently. That's another key piece. So I mean, it's up in the air, but still, I think I like what at least the offense has done so far, and hopefully the defense is able to come around too. But I will be excited about football season.
Yeah.
And let's be clear, folks. Arkansas is going to get picked to finish what would it be now? 15th in the SEC? So it's now like at SEC Media Days. They'll be picked 15th, maybe 14th at best.
Probably. Yes.
Yeah. They'll be picked that way too. So
I'm thinking like 12th or 13th.
12th at best.
I think there's like some
13th.
legitimately bad teams in this league.
I like unlucky 13.
Besides Vanderbilt, who would you put Arkansas ahead of right now?
I'm trying to think. I feel like
South
Mississippi
Carolina?
State might be really, really bad.
Mississippi State's a good
South
one.
Carolina's on the. I don't really know what they have coming in. I haven't kept up with the South Carolina portal commits, but I would imagine they're
Arkansas will
be
be
in the
behind
mix.
South Carolina.
I would say behind it. That's
but
what
so they have Vanderbilt. Who's the
Mississippi
West team?
State's a good
State.
call.
Yeah.
Maybe one more.
Yeah. Still probably right in
I
that
don't know
range.
what's
12,
Kentucky
13.
got going on.
I mean, they're going to
be
be the
not a lot.
Yeah. They're going to be like 7-6.
Auburn's got their quarterback back, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they
I
were
think so.
bad.
They went 6-6, and then they return an average quarterback. That'll get you picked 12th in the league.
I think 12, 13. Yeah, that makes sense.
And there's always going to be that team that people are going to feel really good about going into the year, and they're going to pick high, and then they're going to end up finishing much below. Kind of like what Arkansas was. Not to say that they're picked to finish like huge, but we've seen it happen before where you have players or teams that get picked high and they end up crumbling. South Carolina, everyone was kind of making them the sneaky pick last year. Of when I think
Spencer Rattler top 5 pick was popular in the streets this time.
It's crazy.
Last year.
I think they went 4-8, kind of like what Arkansas did. So
back-to-back comments. Somebody said Arkansas is going to go 8-5. The next one says 3-9 until proven otherwise.
Sums it up right there,
That's it, dude.
Sums it up. What's more likely, 3-9 or 8-5?
3-9.
Because 8-5 could mean 7-5 with a bowl win.
It's 5 wins is
Why are you
closer
even
to
making that face?
I mean, that's a grand if I've ever seen
I think
one.
I think
Jeez.
they'll win 5 or 6. I think they'll probably win 5 games if I had to guess. 5 is closer to 3 than it is 8.
Okay. I mean, I'd see it, but if Arkansas goes 8-5 next year,
Nah, it's 3.
let's stop.
It's 3. It's 3. Because like they're really like if they lose 2 of their first 4,
which is possible.
You're potentially firing the head coach, which makes 3-9 like likely.
Mm-hmm. And I still think even the firing, it'll be like Sam Pittman steps down.
Yeah, things would have to roll. Would have to roll pretty well, but I don't know. 7 regular season wins. That's not that crazy.
It's not, but I can't find it that I point to and be like, oh yeah, here's the 7, because you're talking about at minimum you're winning 3 SEC games, at minimum to make that record, and I just don't see 3 games on there except maybe Mississippi State. You know, Ole Miss and LSU games are always weird, and you get those at home.
3
Besides
games on
that.
the schedule, I feel good about them winning.
Total or SEC?
Total. I mean, it's UAPB, UAB, and La Tech.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time La Tech came to Fayetteville,
it got weird.
They almost beat them.
Dude, yeah. What
Remember
was
that?
Yeah.
Austin Allen, right?
Austin Allen had to get a 4th and goal to Jeremy Sprinkle
That's
to
right.
give them the win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and who knows what the team and season's
It's
going to look like
crazy,
at that point.
I'll have a better answer. Honestly, if they keep all the receivers, I really think that 7 wins is not going to happen. I wouldn't project it to happen, but it's not like it's not out of the realm at all.
Do you guys remember that Arkansas Mississippi State football game last year?
Oh, do
I'm
I
sorry.
ever?
I'm sorry that you do.
Do I ever?
That's the worst football game I've ever watched. man.
Dude, I watched it with Devin back here. We were hanging out for the 7-3 Mississippi State game. Yeah, he already just wants to die thinking about it. But like, I just
that was
remember,
the thumbs down girl.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
That was the best thing to come out of that game. Hutch was shooting his shot on Twitter.
Oh my god.
He was like, I
dude.
really want to talk to this girl.
Dude, I remember like
That's
watching
tough.
because I didn't even get to see the field goal because I got into the stadium late because they got an interception and they were in field goal range and then they
Literally,
made it. And
they
that,
didn't get
that
a
was
first
it.
down on that drive. I'm
Nope.
pretty sure.
Nope, they didn't, and that was it. That was.
Gosh,
we
man.
watched a
That was
game.
brutal.
We watched a game that went.
I've
to
never seen
regulation.
more minute and 10-second 3-and-outs in my life. Both
Dude.
ways.
Dude, like everybody just mailed it in, gave up, and that was.
I thought that was it. I really did think it was.
Yeah. Well, they fired Dan
Same.
Enos right after that, right? Was that the
Yes.
game? Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that for sure.
Which is when
they went
which
into
is
the
when I
bye
thought,
week and then
that's
let
when
him
we
go.
all said, "Oh, Sam's trying to keep his job. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
he's trying to keep his job." He said, "Get him out."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it didn't happen.
I
quick
didn't
enough.
expect them to fire Dan Enos. I thought after the Mississippi State game that he was going to get fired.
But you knew changes were coming, brother.
Had
Like
to.
after,
Yeah.
like just the vibe after that game, dude, it was just not good.
But what I really thought was going to happen was Pitman would like kind of refuse to fire Enos and then kind of bet on himself, and then they would have beat Florida or whatever, and he would have been like, "Oh, whatever," and then he would have gotten fired at the end of the year. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, it was hard to figure out what anything was going on with that team last year, and like I always would have could have should like, oh, what if Kendall Briles was still there at as the OC instead of Dan Enos? How was the offense would have changed?
I think they probably would have sucked still, because I think the O line would have still quit on the team.
I think he would have scored more than 3 points than against Mississippi State, though.
I feel
Maybe.
so bad for Megan in the chat, man.
Dude, yeah, that is tough.
Oh my
Drove
gosh!
from
Let's
Canada?
do this. Like drove from Canada to watch the Mississippi State game.
Oh my goodness!
How does one drive from Canada? Like, what
Eureka
route
Drink
did
said
you go?
RIP. That's tough.
The Arkansas football program is banned, is on a 3-year ban, international travel for Arkansas football games.
Man,
you just can't do it,
But-
Like you gotta wait until the program is on stable
But,
footing.
Megan, you can do it in the chat, or you can call in at 936-246-2889. I want to know more. I want to know why that game you chose. Like, where did you drive from Canada? Because I mean, it could have been up in there in the top of.
What are they called? Provinces there?
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah.
Like,
Which
Are
province?
you in Ontario?
Yeah, we talk about Edmonton. We're talking about Winnipeg.
Which
Like,
province you coming
like,
from?
yeah, like I gotta know more
Manitoba.
about this. Like, jeez, that is rough.
So sorry.
I mean, I thought it was bad when I drove to the Georgia game back in 2021 when they got beat 37-0. But at least I had some sort of enjoyment of getting to see a road game and a matchup I wasn't at. But
Yeah.
Or what was the other game that I traveled to? That was Alabama 2013. Got to go to that one in Tuscaloosa, 52-0. I think Kenyon Drake was like the 4th string running back, and he housed one from the get-go. So
Lovely.
Okay, I really hope this is her calling in right now. We're gonna have to wait, but this is going to be sweet. I'm so excited for this story because I want to know what all happened and what all went. I don't think that's not it. So, hey, listen, my man, you get one call a show. You get one call a show. You have to call back later at some other time, man, but don't worry. We were hoping for
870 in Canada.
Yeah, it ain't. Well, you never know. It's like that's what I'm wondering. Can he even do like calls? Okay. She then goes in to say, I drove down to the Bama game and then the next weekend in Fayetteville.
Okay.
Okay, that's better. At least the Bama game was somewhat close and entertaining.
That was a fun game.
It was going.
Yeah, I mean, you got KJ Jefferson make the greatest play in Nick Saban's mind, like that a player made ever, and you almost kind of somewhat got close to winning. So, Witty F says, my wife left me after that game. It's like, okay. All right. God. Yeah, sorry. Sorry to hear that.
Us, man.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. And some of these, I'm like, okay, I don't even know what this is. I'm going to read it anyways. Brooks says, I stayed at a Motel 6 on College with blood on the sheets and 3 roaches on the ceiling with my dad, and that was the one game we went together last year, last-minute trip, so Motel 6 was it. Wow.
I went to a tough Arkansas-Mississippi State game in 2017, and I remember being pretty miserable. Like, I drove 7 hours for it. This was much worse. Like, that would have been a tough one.
Megan, look up right up there. Right up at the top right of your screen. It's 936-246-2889. Like, I want to hear this story. We got to get to the lowdown because this is really what people want to know about driving from Canada to go to that. And, like, did you get a rental car? Did you get a 15-passenger van? Did you rent that one out? Did you get an RV? One of those, was it a Sprinter van? Like, I want to know these things. I want to know these things. So, yeah, let's hopefully get to call in. Somebody's asking if KJ Jefferson gets drafted.
No,
not this year. He's not.
Well, one, he's not in the draft, and he's next year. No, also.
How does Arkansas get? How many do they get drafted this year?
2.
2? Is that the over/under?
Limmer. No, 3. McLaughlin, Little, McLaughlin, Limmer.
In that order.
Brady Latham not getting drafted.
No. The Holy Trinity.
Well, I was hoping for more, but I also see that too. That is Dev. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, now we're cooking with gas.
From Ontario.
Yeah. All right. So Ottawa. Is that how you say it? Ottawa. Okay. Let's get to this. And we got Megan now on the phone line. Is going to give us the rundown. Megan, please, the floor is yours. Tell us how this happened.
Details. Well, it all started when my best friend moved to Arkansas, and then I became an Arkansas fan. So.
Good choice.
Mm-hmm. Always.
Is it a good choice?
So last year I decided to do a road trip where it's like 2 games in 2 weekends. So I drove, I think it's like 20 hours to get from Ottawa down. So I did like one night in Tennessee and then went to the Bama game. And then I drove across and hung out with my friend for a week and then went to Fayetteville.
So was that like
I
the
went
first
to the
college
Bama
football?
game alone, so that was interesting.
Man.
Oh, wow.
So did you, like, tailgate with somebody, or, like, did you just walk around the stadium and, like, did they say mean things to you? Like, how was that?
I walked around sorority row because I walked around sorority row, and then I went into the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's about all you can do, really, in Tuscaloosa during that time anyways. So, yeah. Well, that's an insane story. So what's the distance here? What we got it pulled up, Scotty?
It's just from Ottawa to where we are. It's 20 hours.
20 hours. Ooh.
It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I'm driving down for the Texas game this year.
That'll be a better one.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Hopefully it'll be closer to the previous Texas game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
that's
not
it.
the Mississippi State
If that one ends 7-3, it actually might be like, hey, they didn't play too bad. They stopped Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning. The defense was incredible. I know I feel good about it, but at least it feels slightly better. But yeah, well, Megan, that's an incredible thing, and power to you for driving from Canada to see your Hogs play. Yeah. I mean, that's next level greatness.
You're a real one.
You don't know how annoying the airplanes are. Like the transfers to get to Little Rock, and it's just not worth it.
It's true. Yeah, we know that. We know that, unfortunately. So, well, hang in there, and hopefully the game this year will be a lot better for you and making the trip down.
Maybe I'll plan a basketball trip sometime.
Now we're talking.
Much better idea.
I think that would be much more enjoyable for everything and everybody involved. So, and I'm sure, going out on a limb, they'll probably have some decent games going on in Bud Walton this year that you can attend.
Probably.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
So that's the story. Not that exciting.
Excellent.
You're welcome.
Excellent. Yeah, thanks for calling in. So there we have it. Driving from Canada.
Yeah, Megan's a real one, man.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I thought driving to Buffalo was impressive when I did it. But
That
no.
was impressive.
No, not as impressive as going from a different country.
I'm going to Canada in a couple weeks. I ain't driving.
How do you get there?
You get on an airplane.
But yeah, I know that. But like, what's your connection? Like, do you have to do multiple things?
XNA to one of the two airports in Chicago, and then to Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No, it doesn't sound too bad.
And we were looking for like an MLB ballpark to cross off of our list.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm a Cardinals fan. The Cardinals were in Milwaukee, so we're like, oh well, we haven't seen the Brewers, but it's actually less expensive to fly to a different country than it is to get to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So we're going to Canada.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, well.
Maybe you schedule your flight to Chicago and you like dip off to Milwaukee and then, you know.
Well, we were going to do Milwaukee and then get over to Chicago. I've done Wrigley, but I haven't done whatever the White Sox stadium is now. So.
That's where they have the milkshake. They had the new milkshake that went viral. It's like a ridiculous $50 thing.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, man. Well, I know people were talking about Arch. I don't want to follow this. Council like Arch, talking about Arch Manning looking good in the spring. Everyone was going after that one highlight video. I'm like, the dude was so wide open. Like, I don't understand it. Like people, so weird. Yeah. Hope this some soothing
Dude,
sleep.
I'm not cheering for any weird things to happen. You know, I'm not wishing ill on anyone.
But
it would be hilarious if Arch Manning were the starting quarterback for Texas. In Fayetteville this year.
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty electric.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people would show up to that game more so for that.
Quinn Ewers opts out after 6 games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then that changes everything, and then he gets to go in.
Not cheering for injury.
No, but
we're cheering for Quinn Ewers. Starts the season so hot that he declares for the draft right after that.
Maybe Peyton Manning and Eli show up and hang out at Razorback Stadium.
Oh, that'd be sick.
That'd be pretty cool.
It would be a real shame to have Eli Manning in Natty State HQ.
It would be a real shame.
As long as he doesn't bring Cooper.
Yeah, and we want winners. We want Super Bowl champs in our thing up there too for football. Susan says, now I know why you guys are at Town Pump stream, and we definitely can't be sober as Arkansas fans in football. It's true. There'll be some good tailgates going on there too. That'll be happening for Razorback football because they do have a great home schedule at least. So we have that to look forward to. But well, man, it's like time's flying by here. We are broadcasting live from TP Town Pump here in Little Rock, and we got people starting to come in and get just some drinks and get the party started here as we have a lot more to get to in our final segment as we'll be taking it here on the other side of the break. But got to tell you, of course, about Superior Construction and Development there in Vilonia. Even though they're based in Vilonia, they can service the 4 corners of the state of Arkansas because they're licensed residential and commercial contractors specializing in all aspects of home building and remodeling. They handle everything from fencing and drainage in additions to remodeling of your existing structure all the way to land development and ground-up construction. So you can call them today for all your interior and exterior construction needs, and especially when it comes to remodeling, 501-453-3053. That's 501-453-3053. You can also check out their website at superiorarc.com, superiorark.com. Do it with Superior Contracting and Development at 501-453-3053. We'll take our final break live from Town Pump. It's the John Neighbors Show of Natty State Sports, so stay with us.
We not done yet either, so don't be satisfied because we not done.
Hey John, Bob Holt, Arkansas Democrats. I added 2-parter if that's okay. You mentioned Arkansas. Eric.
Why do you always talk about Arkansas? But go ahead.
Well, why do you always talk about Kentucky?
You missed it. You missed it. You missed it. Just tell me you missed it. I'm not going to go there with you, Dave. Why not?
And that will be the last question I answer with that hat on.
Oh, shoot.
That is why Arkansas is fantastic.
Yes, sir.
And I didn't like the game, but I'm glad I was able to walk off the floor again and deep inside and have that funny feeling that, hey, one more time, Horns.
Best guys, I know it's a tough time for you. The coach is gone, but you got a new coach now, and you got to listen to what he says. Okay, I know you're thinking, oh, who is this new guy? Where's the other guy that crashed the motorcycle? We like him better. He was cool or whatever. Forget about all that. Listen to the new coach and get out there and win some games.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks! You guys act like it's... Pick it up a little bit. Okay? Get your chin up. Smile! Smile! Okay? Dang, you guys, all right? If not, I'm not talking.
I'm so excited. Big Red. Oh.
Guys, I got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
I was a teacher today. Told those boys, welcome to the SEC.
Well, Fayetteville is 1,843 miles away, but the call of the Hogs can be heard all the way to San Francisco.
Let's stick my dick in the mashed potato. Go Hogs.
Powered by Arkansas, for Arkansas.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm gonna say Arkansas.
The John Neighbors Show is live from the Natty State Sports Studios.
All right, so the final segment here on the John Neighbors Show, live from Town Pump here in Little Rock, is we're going to be hanging out till wherever the night takes us, really. But we went ahead and gave Curtis and Scotty and Andrew the rest of the night off. Hey, take a break.
They were tuckered out.
Yeah, but luckily, you got to let me introduce you before you start talking, Brendan. This is Brendan Oman, Devin Bradley of Little Rock Finest, both of the fine company of Garver Engineering. As you can tell by their shirts, it's like they're NASCAR drivers.
You didn't let us think of stage names.
Yeah. I was glad you guys could make it and show up and support your friend. That meant a lot.
It's just because it's Wednesday, and this is where we always go on Wednesdays.
That's true. It had nothing to do with me.
But absolute least we could do.
That's true. That's true. So before we close up shop here, folks, I know a lot of people have been chiming in about, hey, it's exciting. Razorback basketball and baseball happened last night. Hopefully you enjoyed the game and got to see the number 2 team in the country in the Razorback baseball team. And people are not very high on football right now, but hey, I was just glad to see a game that happens in Central Arkansas for the Razorbacks that wasn't terrible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was asking last night, I don't know if you got to the bottom of it, but was that the highest rank they played there?
That's a good question. I know you were asking about it yesterday, but I'm not sure if it was.
Need someone like Devin getting to the bottom of that one.
I'm just going to say yes, because it's hard to be higher than number 2.
Yeah, see, you got to look at the notifications here, Devin. Sorry, you got
Scotty
Scotty's
Middleton's going to Seton Hall.
So, Scotty, okay, yeah, we got
to slide in someone's DMs for Scotty.
Yeah, don't do that. He's married. He's going to get in trouble, and then Devin's going to get blamed for it, and we don't need that. So, but yeah, I was thinking because you guys are great baseball guys, and you're always my baseball gurus that I go to and everything. So, but with the game last night and where it's all going, what do you think is the problem with the hitting? Is there a problem with the hitting? How confident does it make you not as confident about going to the College World Series?
They just have to get the clutch hit at some point. And once they do that once, maybe they'll
They sometimes do it, but just not enough.
You can talk about the approach and the 2 outcomes of striking out or hitting a home run. That's been popular in baseball lately. But at some point, you have to give them credit for getting on base. They're leaving 15 guys on base. They didn't get there by dumb luck. I mean, maybe a little bit. But, I mean, we've been complaining about the approach for 7 years. But, you know, the guys are there. And, yeah, like Devin said, it comes back to clutch hitting.
Yeah, they're on base. Eventually we'll get some clutch hits. And
at least
they've come to life the last 2 games.
It's been better. It's just it worries me, like seeing teams like A&M who's still on the schedule, Kentucky who's still on the schedule. You know, two teams that are leading the SEC right now. Doesn't get any easier, but luckily you got pitching.
Pretty big.
You know, Brendan over here was a fine pitcher for Little Rock Catholic here in Little Rock. Had a screwball that could really blow your mind. But yeah, the pitching it's amazing how deep and talented and confident that people are in it, rightfully so.
That's what they always say. Good pitching beats good hitting.
So they stay deep.
Yep. Well, what was it in 2022 when they went to the World Series and lost to Ole Miss?
Yep.
Like that was a weird game in that where Arkansas would have beaten Oklahoma. Let's be honest, if they got to that point. But also that was a game where they got contact, but it just kept going to the Ole Miss player.
Yep.
So that's why I hate baseball. Baseball's annoying.
That's why it's great.
It frustrates me
to
no end. And but yeah, with the pitching with Hagen Smith, he's Golden Spikes winner, right? Has to be at this point.
Absolutely not.
No. Who is?
Charlie Condon, Jack
That guy
Caglione.
sucks. You know, he's not any good
He's
either.
batting like 500.
It's definitely Cogden, and if he
But you guys were Hog fans.
if he gets hit by an asteroid this week, then maybe it's Caglione. But
Paul Skeens didn't even win the Golden Spikes last year.
Yeah, well, he should have been
Cruz
better.
won.
He should have been better.
He was great.
Yeah,
he was better than Hagen Smith is this
Hagen's
year.
a proud bush
I don't know about
hogger. I
that.
love him, but it's Cogden. It's already over. Cogden could sit out the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm. Now, how many one of the proud bush hoggers and former Razorback baseball players that lives here in the state of Arkansas and in Little Rock was unable to attend and hang out with us this week. So,
Bolton?
Yes. Well, yeah, thank you for bearing the lead there. Yeah, John Bolton was too busy hanging out in Naples or something like that.
I'm not in that group text.
Oh. Do we have a group text?
We did until you left and went back to Northwest Arkansas to start this company.
Yeah. Well, we're doing it for the people and trying to have some fun and trying to get Razorback baseball going, because that'd be nice if they won the College World Series in the first year of Natty State sports existing and
It'd
get
be
to
a nice
that
gesture.
Mm-hmm. I think it would be great for us in content-wise and all that too. So
Sure couldn't hurt.
Mm-hmm. So Central Arkansas guys that have not left and have been there. You went to Marche or lived in Marche?
Yeah, I'm from Marche. Yes.
Marche.
There's no Marche High School yet.
No.
Still getting those numbers up.
Close to Oak Grove. One Darren McFadden.
Do you have is that the place with the Quick Trip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
One of two in the state of Arkansas.
That's true. Well, we talked about our story of Quick Trip yesterday on the show. It's disgusting. Did you not listen to that?
I missed it.
Oh, there was a lady that had opened up. She had cut scissors off of a big bag of Doritos, and it was pouring nacho cheese into it with like beef and beans and everything.
Yeah,
John's never heard of a walking taco.
Yeah,
apparently not. Everyone was like, "It's a walking taco" or whatever.
Okay,
I'm like, it's disgusting.
I agree that's different. Like, yes, the concept exists.
It was
but
at like 1 a.m.
Doing it at 1 a.m. at a gas station with a family-sized bag.
That's aggressive.
That hits a little different.
Yeah, that was a little bit aggressive. But hey, we've all been there. We've all had our nights. Where we just
I
got.
don't know if I've been there yet.
Yeah, we call it the shame bag. Is what you have to put in. Just the shame bag that you have to put in. So, but. Tell the story about Devin and nachos in Arlington. What'd you do with the nachos in Arlington?
I don't know.
Oh, I remember you skimping on me and Thomas when you went and got the brisket
mac and cheese.
Brisket mac and cheese, and now I can't get it out. Like all the guys, like Curtis, Scotty, and Andrew, and all of them. Anytime they hear the Ben Rector Dream On commercial
Where's
at the U of
Barnes?
A, they think of Devin. Like because Devin's the only one that likes that commercial, and everyone is just like, "Where's Barnes?" So yeah. Oh, eating the leftovers. Yeah, you kept eating the cold nachos on the table. That's what it was. They were there. Yeah, exactly.
That nacho cheese is like 40% plastic. I'm sure it held up just fine.
That's true. So where's P. Steve's?
I think he's flying.
Oh, he's actually flying.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's trying to get his pilot's license
on a Wednesday. Do you not know what we were doing here?
It's just
you don't see him up there.
No, then not yet.
It's just
Give
when
it
the
time.
weather's good, you gotta fly.
Yeah. Well, hey, appreciate you guys joining me on my show. Final end of it and being here.
Been watching the viewers go steadily down.
Yeah, I know. They've been jumping off like crazy. It's like the Titanic's just going down.
Devin has that effect on people.
Yep. But here's honestly, folks, before we close up, the real reason I wanted to bring them on is obviously because they're good friends of mine. But obviously, people were talking about Curtis' mustache, Scotty's mustache, and Andrew's mustache. And I'm like, nothing beats this. I mean, that thing. We've had so many comments when we've been out and about.
One in particular.
Man, I wish I could. I would say it. I would say it, but it's still the best thing ever because I still don't know how it makes sense. But
old Sally.
Yeah, but what we talk about with Devin is like he gets a lot of compliments on it. It's just always a bunch of guys that wish they could have a mustache like that.
Exactly how it goes.
So, but all right,
It's a popular topic.
Mm-hmm, it is. All right, folks, does it for us. Anything final say here on the show, guys? Just want to let everybody know about anything you want to complain about?
WPFYT.
Devin?
I'm good.
That is a lie if I've ever heard one. That is such a lie.
The Cardinals can't hit to save their
there
lives.
You go.
It's pathetic.
Did they play tonight?
Yeah, they won today.
Okay, well, there you go.
Go Dodgers.
And apparently the Dodgers suck too, is what you said, because they're only like.
No, they don't suck. They just are not as good as their 108 win teams.
No, so
they're only going to win like 101 games.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you got Ohtani at least.
Yeah.
And no gambling stuff that's been going on. That was a wild story.
Yeah. Cleared of all charges.
Yep.
Yeah. His
exonerated.
Oh yes. Well,
interpreter was gambling $40 million of not his money.
Oh, I honestly thought it was going to have to come out to like the Mitchell report was doing, where was it Sammy Sosa's like, I don't understand English. Like he's like saying that, and it's like, well, I can't say anything. He's like,
makes you wonder what his interpreter was up to.
Man, yeah.
Not here to talk about the past.
No. Was that was McGuire?
That was Mark McGuire. Yeah.
Palmero was the pointing at him, right?
Yeah, and then he got busted like 2 years later.
I missed that. We need to have another Mitchell report happen. Like, that was so much fun to have that. So, either way, appreciate everybody watching in, listening into the John Neighbors Show. Be sure to subscribe to United States Sports, and we're going to have a lot of great things going on with Basketball Pod at the Palace is happening. Bombastic Podcast is going on, too. Some of the best stuff we got. Appreciate all you watching, coming out of Town Pub. If you're in the Central Arkansas area, you're going to be here for a while, having a good time. May keep the night going. Who knows? Who knows what we'll get into here in Little Rock on a Wednesday night. It's going to get wild. So, for Andrew Ellis, Curtis Wilkerson, Scotty Bordelin, Brennan Oman, Devin Bradley. Y'all have a nice night. I'm John Neighbors.